Hello everyone, it is April from Getting Hooga with It. I am here to chat with you about what I'm going to read in August. How is it August already? The cup is back, let's get into it. Cheers. So, I am about to dive into the cup. We will do that. But first, I want to address several things. First is the book club book for my Patreon book club. We are reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix in August. So if you are part of the Patreon group, hooray, it's time. And if not, you are more than welcome to join. So I just had to mention that. Then there is a readathon going on in August. It's the Indian readathon. It goes from August 15th to the 22nd, I believe. And I am totally down for that. I'm really excited. I actually have 2 more Indian books waiting for me at the library. I should probably do a separate TBR because I don't know if I'll read all of these. But the books that I am thinking of reading for that is When I Hit You, or A Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife. This is a kind of fictionalized version of the author's real experience in an abusive relationship. I think this takes place in the UK, but I could be wrong. Then there's The Unlikely Adventures of the Shergill Sisters. I'm really excited for this. This is about a group of girls, 3 sisters. Their mother lays dying, and she asks them to promise her that after she dies, her final rites will happen in India where they can explore their roots. And there's a lot of drama between the sisters, and I just want to read this. And then there's also A Burning, which I've heard only amazing things about. This is about a girl, I believe, who is accused of having planted like a bomb on a train or something like that, because of something she posted on social media. I don't know much more about it than that, but it sounds really good. So if I do the readathon, which I'm really hoping to, I'd like to dedicate that time to those books and maybe the 2 books that are waiting for me at the library. I don't know how many books I could read in 1 week. And then I should tell you what I'm reading right now before we get into the actual cup. Oh man. The first is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I started this yesterday. I'm very early on. I'm only like 20 pages in, but The Guest List is about a wedding, essentially, that happens on an island in Ireland. The bride and groom are fairly fancy people. They're upper class, and so they have this like a super elaborate wedding that you can only get to via a boat. And then I think a murder happens on the island during the wedding, which is ideal really for a wedding. And essentially every single chapter you follow someone at the wedding, like the +1, the wedding planner, the bride, the groom, so on and so forth. I'm having a lot of fun reading it so far. So I will be reading this, and then I'm also reading the second book, March the 2nd book in this graphic novel series. It's really, really good. It's about John Lewis's life, who recently passed away. He's such an important figure. And I'm really enjoying this series, so I'll be continuing with that as well. Whew, I'm exhausted, and we haven't even started into the cup. So the way that this works is essentially I have prompts in here, and I pick a prompt, and I have to go to my shelves and find books that will relate to that prompt. So I have 12 prompts in here, and I will do 4 selections. So let's go through what is in the cup already. There is series, pet pick, which I can't do because Libby is not here. Seasonal reads. Library book. Oh my gosh, I hope that this comes up. It's come up several times in the last little while, but my library wasn't open, and now that it is, I mean, you can tell I have so many from the library. Most anticipated, spooky. Most recent buy. Big book, that's terrifying. Husband pick. Oh, out of comfort zone. Reread. And newest buy. Okay, we're gonna shuffle these guys. Oh. Attempt to shuffle. They're going into the cup and I'm picking out spooky. Oh, I'm so glad that this came up. I am so glad that this came up. I'll be right back. Now, usually I have a bunch of books that I show for each prompt, which allows me to read kind of randomly a little bit, like gives me some mood reading aspects, but in this case, I've only got one, and it's Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay. This is like freshly out, and I am definitely the first person reading this from the library, and I'm so excited. This is about some sort of illness that takes over the world. I mean, how perfect for right now if you're someone who can do that. This illness essentially makes people into zombies, I believe. And we follow a doctor who is trying desperately to get to a pregnant woman who has been bitten. And I think there's only a certain period of time that you have before they cross over. And I don't know if she's got the antidote or if she's just gonna try and get the baby out before. I don't really know. It sounds great. It's Paul Tremblay. He's like the hero to me of horror books. I love him so much. Wow, that was good. Okay, so now we do have to put another prompt into the cup. So I'm going to choose from the middle. Oops, oh God, I keep making them fall. Short read, that's always welcome. Okay, so short read is in, and now I'm gonna just do that, and then, okay, here we go. I'm nervous. I'm gonna get long book, I know it. Oh, most anticipated. Well, that could have really been this. It really could have been this. Okay, I'm gonna go to my shelves and look around. Okay, I've got two books that I've been really wanting to read. One of them I haven't even hauled yet. I'm gonna start with a book that I have been wanting to read in the summer so badly, and I still haven't, and I don't know why. It's Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is just screaming to be read in the summer, and if I don't read it this summer, I think I'd probably wait all the way until next summer to read it because it's so summery. This is about a woman in the South. I think this takes place in the 60s, late 1969. She's living in a small town, and she actually lives on the outskirts, and that people call her the Marsh Girl. Well, one of the beloved sons of the town, I believe, dies, and for some reason people think it's her. There's a bit of a courtroom element in this, but the nature writing in here is supposed to be amazing. And I think Delia Owens has only written this, and she's a little bit older, and so we're all hoping that she'll continue writing. But she's had this book in her for, I think, many years now. So I'd really love to read Where the Crawdads Sing. That's very anticipated. And then another book that I was like counting down the days for it to be released is the new Alice Feeney. This is His and Hers by Alice Feeney. And this follows a couple that are either divorced or they're separated. He is a police officer I have no idea what she does. Oh, she's a BBC news anchor. So she is reporting on a woman who was murdered in this small countryside village that she grew up, as well as her estranged husband grew up. And it turns out it was their mutual friend that died. And the mystery goes from there. And I think that they both are not telling the truth. Someone is lying. And yeah, anything by Alice Feeney, I want to read. I'm so excited. Okay, now it's time to put another prompt into the cup. And so we are going to pick Blurbed. That's great. So if this comes up, that means I need to find a book that was blurbed by one of my favorite authors and then read that. So into the cup it goes. And now we'll shuffle these around a little bit. Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna go for this one. Oh, pet pick. Poor Libby. Libby is not here. Libby is mostly staying over with my mom and dad because she's very, very old. She's 12 right now, and she's 12 right now. She is 12. Did a little Libby update because I can't do this one. I'm going to take it out. She's 12. She has major heart problems. Her kidneys are failing. She has very bad eyesight. She's nearly deaf. And we just found out that she's anemic. She goes for regular blood tests and everything. All that to say, Libby needs to sleep a lot. She needs to be able to rest a lot. And Nora is very interested in her at all moments and just wants her and wants to grab her. And we're trying to teach her gentle, but it's hard to teach an 11-month-old baby gentle. And that's just the two of them together is nerve-wracking. Like Libby will she won't bite, but she tries to stick up for herself essentially, and this breaks my heart. But yeah, she's over at my mom and dad's. My mom and her are like the best of friends. And she's very happy there, and she can sleep there. There aren't many stairs there. That's a little Libby update. I'll insert some video and some images so that you can see her. I miss her like crazy. She came over this weekend though with my parents. That was nice. So okay, I need to pick another. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna pick another prompt. Seasonal read. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was in there. Okay, seasonal read it is. I'll go to my shelves and look around. Okay, so this is entirely from memory, but I do have a few books that I think were on my summer TBR that I haven't gotten to yet. So this is like perfect timing for this to come up. I have 4 here to share with you that I could choose from. Maybe I'll read all of them. I don't know. I have a lot of library books that I'm trying to prioritize. The first is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, the last of the Austens that I haven't read. And this is about Fanny Price, who lives with her cousins. Now her uncle goes away on business, I believe. And these people come to town that are from London and bring with them all the glitz and glamour from London, and she just doesn't trust it all. So I could read this. This would be lovely to listen to on audio maybe for August. Then there's American Predator, which sounds so creepy and it's very sad. It sounds very sad and very creepy. This is a true crime book about a serial killer who eluded the law enforcement for years, I believe years, because what he would do is he would fly to different locations all over the US, I believe, and plant these kill kits and then leave. And then weeks or months later would go back to that area, kill someone with the kill kits, and then leave again. And so I guess cops were usually looking for people that lived in the area. And so it was hard to connect all of these murders, and it is about that case, which sounds brilliant. And I'm reaching the end of I'll Be Gone in the Dark, the TV series on HBO. I was loving that. Barry and I have been watching that together. It's so good and so sad, and also talks about Michelle McNamara, who died sadly. So this would be very good to get into after that's finished. Then there's The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This is a bit of a gothic-y thriller book about a tragedy that happened many moons ago, where a family, I believe a family, were murdered. All of them were found in the kitchen except for a 10-month-old baby who's found alive and well in her crib. Many moons later, I think the baby grows up and moves to that house and uncovers what happened there. It just sounds like a great mystery. Still haven't read any Lisa Jewell, so I mean. And then last but not least, how have I not read The House at Riverton by Kate Morton? I don't know. This is the last Kate Morton that I haven't read before I'm done all of Kate Morton. This is about a group of, I think there's 2 daughters and a girl that they're friends with, who they all live in the 20s, and there's this beautiful summer party that happens, and a poet is shot dead there, and I think some people believe that he killed himself, but these girls know what actually happened. So I could read that. This stack is getting so tall that it's slightly teetering and is terrifying. Okay, so because I had to take out Pet Pick entirely, I do have to put 2 prompts into the cup now because we're out 2. So I'm going to go in the middle. I am going to put Gifted into the cup. And I'm also going to put whatever this is. Baby Pick. You guys have been waiting for this. Into the cup. Okay, so I'm going to move this around. Shuffle. Okay. This is the last one, guys. Newest buy. Ooh, well, I actually have one on the way that I haven't hauled. I have 2 on the way that I have not hauled. What should I do? I'm gonna think for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna spoil a little bit of a future haul that you're going to see. I have 2 books from Chapters on their way. One of them is The Pull of Stars by Emma Donoghue. This is about essentially the 1918 flu, the Spanish flu. And I think we follow several pregnant women during this time and their interactions with each other. Emma Donoghue is Irish-Canadian. This takes place in Ireland. And I am so eager for it. The cover is stunning. It's so beautiful. So that's on its way. There is also The Cutting Season by Attica Locke on its way as well. And this is a mystery that flashes back and forwards in time. There's a murder that happens in the present day and a murder that happened in the antebellum South. Attica Locke writes about race and racism within her mysteries and thrillers, and this is one of those. And this is where I'd like to start with Attica Locke. It also wasn't available at my library for some reason, so I'll probably start there and then move on with her other books. She wrote Bluebird, which is part of a series. I'm really interested. I don't know about you guys. I'm really interested in finding thrillers that have Black people as the main protagonists, and also thrillers by Black authors. I'm really interested in finding those. So Attica Locke. So I could choose between those, and I don't know which one I would choose, to be honest. They both sound amazing. So I'll read one of those when they come in. That's wonderful. Okay, so last but not least, we need to put a prompt into the cup to make it all ready for September. I can't even believe we're talking about September. By then, I'll have a 1-year-old. How is that possible? Favorite author is going into the cup, and it's all ready for next month. I'm so happy with this huge stack. I am really excited about all of these reads. Like, I couldn't have chosen better. I feel, well, I chose them myself. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. I've just been having the best reading year. Let me know in the comments below, what are you reading this August? Do you have anything in particular that you're really excited to read this August that you're putting at the top of the list? I'd love to know what that is. And I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye guys.